Pippa is going to be a heroic war film. But behind this glory and epicness lies the game of power politics, conspiracy and utter brutality. It is 1970. You are Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, a charismatic leader who just won the elections to become the Prime Minister of Pakistan. But there is one big problem. You are from East Pakistan.
A subcontinent larger than the whole of Europe becomes two self-governing dominions within the British Commonwealth of Nations.
In 1947, as British India was becoming independent, the British government announced the subcontinent would be split in two. In the center, there would be a Hindu-majority country called India, and outside it, with wings on the east and west, there would be a Muslim-majority country called Pakistan.
Government West Pakistan dominant tha, and East Pakistan was hung out to dry.
East Pakistan was treated as an internal colony of the West. The export earnings of its agrarian industries were siphoned off by the central government, and the region was neglected in terms of spending.
Because let's be honest, tum to ek Bengali ho. You don't deserve any right. At the end, you are a second-class citizen, and someone like you winning the election? Nah, that can't happen.
Yahya Khan thought that a Bengali party couldn't be allowed to form a government, so he refused to accept the results.
Bengalis rightfully lost their seat. And forget about being Prime Minister. Now you want East Pakistan to be a sovereign, independent nation. Because enough is enough. The government now classed you as a separatist and they need to shut you down. इसीलिए Operation Searchlight चालू की. It was a strategized crackdown through a merciless, brutal massacre.
The army is trying to crush the revolt. There are reports of many casualties in Dhaka and other East Pakistan cities.
तुम्हें arrest किया गया and anyone who endorsed your vision was found out and murdered on spot. Bombs and flamethrowers made Dhaka a fucking nightmare. Men were tortured and killed. Women were raped before they were murdered as well.
People say the soldiers went wild, that they chose people at random, women, men, babies, shot and ran them through with bayonets. All the women, the people say, were raped before they were killed, and their husbands and children were made to watch their mother's degradation.
In total, 30 लाख लोगों को मारा गया, 4 लाख महिलाओं को रेप किया गया, and millions fled into India, creating a massive refugee crisis. This was one of the worst genocides happened in recent history. And this is why Indira Gandhi had to step in. Things escalated and Bharat ने युद्ध का ऐलान किया.
पहले पाकिस्तान ने भारतीय एयरफील्ड्स पर हवाई हमला किया है. मैं भारत की प्रधानमंत्री इंदिरा गांधी पाकिस्तान के साथ जंग का ऐलान करती हूँ. जय हिंद.
And they won't also show you how the almighty United States played a huge role in it. 1970s was Cold War at its peak और पाकिस्तान का कांड और भारत का इंटरफेरेंस ने एक और प्रॉक्सी वॉर शुरू कर दिया था. Just like the Korean War, the Vietnam War, जहाँ पर इंडिया और यूएसएसआर ने इंडो-सोवियत पीस ट्रीटी साइन किया था, वही पाकिस्तान और यूएसए became close allies. So when Pakistan started their military action to calm the situation, America, a country which plays the moral high ground all the time, supplied aids and ammunition to Pakistan ताकि ये genocide चलता रहे.
Most of the planes, guns, bullets, and bombs that Pakistan was now flying into Bangladesh had been generously supplied to it by the United States.
When India took a stance, USA, the godfather of hypocrisy, told us not to intervene. Even took this matter to UNSC to punish us. But Soviet Union helped us with their veto power. When America tried to threaten us with nuclear aircraft carriers, USSR gave us diplomatic and military support and sent their own ones as well. The India-Pakistan war lasted for only 14 days, but it quickly became a battleground between two superpowers. And we all know how it ended. 93,000 पाकिस्तानी जवानों ने सरेंडर किया. इंडियन आर्मी और आम आदमी की ताकत से एक नया देश बना, बांग्लादेश. And you, Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, became the first president. This war was not surrounded with pride and glory, but with blood, political agendas, and inhumanity. And the war criminals involved in this were never held accountable. Because if you have the power, you can manipulate the laws of human rights, morals, and ethics.
But in Pakistan, there was never any trial of the war criminals. People who had carried out the genocide got away with it. The generals and politicians who had planned it remained dominant in national life. Even in Bangladesh, many people who had collaborated in the genocide continued to be prominent in public life, becoming businessmen and politicians. And two of the biggest collaborators in the genocide, Henry Kissinger and Richard Nixon, were never tried or held responsible for their role in Bangladesh. They had knowingly facilitated a genocide, had joked about it, had spoken positively of its leaders, and they got away with it.